This is a demonstration of using the Manage Switch Port Mapping tool to map a 3Com 4800G switch. First we had to enter the switch's IP address and version 1 or version 2 SNMP community read name right here. Down here we have selected a different switch with its community name to pull the ARP tables out of. And we've also selected this HP printer to pull its ARP tables. These selections down here also affect retrieval of ARP tables and resolving IPs and doing a ping sweep ahead of time. We're going to do the ping sweep of our basic subnet, Class C subnet. So let's go ahead and map the switch. First it does the ping sweep. Then it begins to build the mapping of the switch. Almost complete. It's picked out the MAC addresses and the IP addresses, and now it's presented the summary report right here. The summary report shows when the switch was mapped, it shows the IP address, the version of the switch port mapping software, various things like the model number, etc. It shows you how many interfaces it found, what types they were. It shows you the total number of MAC addresses found and how many IP addresses we were able to establish based on our ARP table retrievals. Down here you see other switches attached to this switch, and this is from a historical database. And then you see various things like the ARP table counts of things we retrieved from the other devices and the timing reports. So let's go back to the actual program, and you can see the interface description, the interface name, the interface alias, and this is something you can change from the command line within the switch or from the web interface. Right here you see the interface types. In this case most of it is Ethernet. You see the VLAN numbers. You see the status of the various ports. These are the physical port status, up or down, and the speed. And you can see whether it's full duplex, half duplex. And right here you see the MAC addresses of all the devices attached to that particular port. And in the next column you see the IP addresses. And we get that by retrieving ARP tables. And so we have what we call a combined ARP table, and that saves all the MAC address, IP address combinations that we find throughout the various retrievals, and we use that to establish what the IP addresses are. Next you'll see the host names that we resolved based upon those IP addresses. And of course we use the MAC address to define the interface manufacturer, and that's shown right here. Right here you see the last change time, the time from which the port changed state. So we turned the switch on 22 minutes ago, so effectively that's the state. You see the interface index and its spanning tree protocol information. And this shows the designated route, which is this switch right here. Of course right here you see the various right-click options. You can refresh, you can enable and disable ports if you happen to have permissions and the right community name. You can print this report right here. You can do other things like telnet or use SSH to go to the switch. You can get the properties of the switch, and you can export those properties to a text file, and of course you can change the contact, switch name, and location. That's how you map a 3Com 4800G switch using the Manage Switch Port Mapping tool.